some Cybertruck news, because I haven't talked about it in a little bit, but obviously people are still talking about it because it's just, well, look at it. You got to talk about it when it looks like that. I did put in the pre-order, which is not really a pre-order, because what did I give them, $100 or something?
You sure did.
Was it $100?
Yes.
It wasn't even $1,000. It was $100.
Uh-huh.
I mean, you could just do that just in case. Like,
Yeah.
you might want a Cybertruck.
Uh-huh.
It's funny, you're putting $100, but you pick, like I picked the triple motor. Do you know what I mean? It's $100 if you're getting the entry level or the max. It doesn't matter.
Well, they're changing it to starting the production to the triple motor.
Yeah, they got a lot of interest in that one. So anyway, whatever. It's exciting. It's interesting. But this news here I thought was worthwhile to talk about because a lot of people had these questions when they first spotted the Cybertruck. They were saying, where are the mirrors? It's made out of steel. What's going on here? And sure, some of the initial, there were answers to some of those questions. Most of them indicating that this was just an early version and that all that stuff was going to be sorted out. Mm-hmm. Elon's going to sort it out.
We'll figure it out later. Don't worry about it.
SpaceX, he's going to sort it out. Mirrors, can't figure out mirrors? Electric vehicles, sort it out.
This is the future.
Future, man. Yeah, look at that. I sorted it out with that Cybertruck right there on Instagram. I nailed it. For those that don't know, by the way, that's a punked phone.
Yes.
And some ear tips from some earbuds. So don't you ever say we're not creative around here. How dare you?
It's uncanny.
So this news is down the same line of thinking that this thing is not ready for prime time, that it's going to need substantial modifications, particularly if it's ever going to be sold in Europe, because Europe has far more restrictions. At least that's what this article seems to indicate when it comes to vehicle designs, the construction, that whatever they're made out of. They have, like, you know how it is in Europe. You got agencies for the agencies. You understand? In the government.
Is it?
Yeah, you got a government for the government in all of Europe.
It's a lot of rules.
Yeah, the European fans, they can fill it in right there. They can let you know, Will, how that goes.
Okay.
They got a prime minister for the prime minister over there. You would do well over there, Will. Guy like you. Probably not.
No.
So in Europe, yes, there's various regulation in place and agencies responsible for testing these vehicles to meet a particular standard. And to start with, the render that you're looking at right there was something that someone put together in order to showcase how the vehicle might look to meet U.S. regulations. So you have some tiny little mirrors there. And what else did they add to it? Smaller tires, headlight clusters, windshield wipers. Those pesky windshield wipers, sort of ruining designs.
Get them every time.
Every time. Just ruining the cyberness of my truck.
It's less cyber now.
Yeah. I mean, it's autonomous anyway, so what do I need to see the road for?
That's a good point.
If it starts raining, I just go into rain mode, at which point it just takes over. Mm-hmm. You see how that goes, Will. So pesky windshield wipers. So this one is like, okay, we can do that. That's obviously what the eventual product's going to look like. It's going to have some more stuff on it. But this industry safety expert, Stefan Teller, says that it's going to be far stricter in Europe. And he thinks it's going to completely flunk the standards in Europe because of the construction. Now, many are disputing this, I should say, to be clear, that this is not necessarily everyone's opinion that this will take place. But he is suggesting that because they're using this rigid steel, which they showcase, they're slamming the steel in the event. One of the restrictions they have in Europe, because it's a lot tighter environments and you have a ton of pedestrians, is that not only should a vehicle crumple if it bumps into another vehicle, but it should also do a little crumpling, even potentially if it hits a pedestrian. It should crumple a little, or at least give a little bit. Mm-hmm. What is a Cybertruck going to do to a pedestrian? You think Cybertruck cares about pedestrians? You probably wouldn't even. It's like if you hit a squirrel or something. You don't even feel it.
Turns everything into a pancake.
Yes, that's just how it goes. It's just like the video you showed off, the Grand Theft Auto mod with the Cybertruck, just picking things off. So the speculation on behalf of this particular expert is that the material itself is going to be the issue, the construction material and its inability to meet the standard. But there is a counter to that where some people are saying that Tesla won't go forward with the hood portion being made out of the same material, and that there might be a crumple zone where there's some softer materials at the front, even though the frame or most of it is going to be out of this super strong steel. And the same is, and you also have a frunk there. So there is potentially a cavity in the front, which could crumple because there's nothing in there. There's no engine or anything. So it's possible. And of course, people care about this because you know how people try to project the trajectory of Tesla, how successful they're going to be and so forth. They want to know investors and things like this. So this news is important to people to say, hey, is this thing going to be available in Europe? But I'm just going to complete the story here and tell you that Europeans, for the most part, they're not buying F-150s, if you know what I'm saying. Very popular vehicles here in North America. You got a little space. You get out on the freeway. Got a little space. You drive like this. You ever been to North America before? You drive like this. And you got your big gulp. And you know. You go to Europe. You ever been to Europe, Will?
No.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you, when you go, you'll be on the tight streets. Pedestrians, everyone's on bikes. It's a cool vibe, unless you're an F-150. Right. The vibe is not as cool. So it's just, smaller cars and things like this. So Cybertruck in Europe is even crazier than a Cybertruck. It's a big thing. I know people in Europe are going to want it, though. And, of course, Europe is big. Some parts of Europe, they probably want trucks. Other parts, maybe not so much. You get to the old city streets. You're in Paris or whatever. It's getting tight.
With the roundabouts.
Well, you're getting into the roundabouts. With the no lanes. That famous part of Paris. Been through it a couple times. Every man for himself.
Take all the lanes.
Maybe you want a Cybertruck there, to be fair. Get out my way on the roundabout. I'm made out of stainless steel.
Yeah.
Get your horse and carriage out of my way.
You just stay in the roundabout.
You want to know something about carriages, Will? If you were really wealthy back in the olden days, all right, you were a wealthy dude, what color would your carriage be? Willie, do on the spot. 2019.
I would probably say gold, right?
Willie do 2019. Coming at you. Time to be alive. He's Googling. He feels much more comfortable Googling. Show off a carriage for us real quick. Yeah, your carriage will be white, Willie do. Your carriage will be white if you were affluent.
Well, this one has gold.
No, your carriage would be white, and let me tell you why. Because if you're a real gangster in 1800 whatever, you are driving, you're going through these roads on your daily business, and they're dirt roads. It's not paved. You understand that? It's a mess. It's disgusting. So why are you going to want a white carriage, Will?
I don't know.
Why are you going to want a white carriage in the dirty street? Why are you reaching for your coffee right now?
I guess for, I don't know, people to see you. I'm not too sure.
You want a white carriage in a dirty street because nobody that is out there on that dirty street wants to have a white carriage. Nobody else would dare have it because they're going to say it's going to be disgusting. But you are such a gangster.
So I'm flaunting.
No, you're such a gangster that you got a staff, sir. And if that speck of dirt gets on there, it ain't no problem for you personally. Because you're going to pull that baby into the driveway there. You're going to pull that carriage in, and it's going to be wiped clean before you're ready to go again. So if you're out on those dirty roads with the white carriage, you're basically telling people, I got 50 people waiting to clean this baby because you're seeing it clean right now. And it's dirty out here.
I see.
All right?
Thank you for the information.
I'm just saying if it was
really
you.
enlightening.
I mean, I might do things differently, but a guy like you got to let people know.
Well, what color would you choose?
We're not talking about me today. We're not talking about me today.